Good morning, people. Hello and welcome to another vlog episode from Dwarka in Gujarat. So today is the day when we're going to start exploring the town. So we're going to go a little bit further, about 30 odd kilometers road trip to visit a nearby island of Beyt Dwarka. We're going to start the exploration from there, and slowly we're going to start coming back towards the hotel side. So by the sundown time, we are back in town. And along that road is the sunset point. So I was walking over there yesterday. The sun hid behind the clouds. As you can see, even today is a little bit cloudy, so didn't see the time lapse of the sun setting. But for a couple of minutes, right just before complete sunset, the skies turned fiery red. So I took photos and videos of that. We'll be posting YouTube shorts for that, so do check that out. But in case if you do end up staying in this area, there's a walking distance to the sunset point, so that's worth checking out. And then the Dwarka beach is also walking distance, but you have to walk around to the other side to get there, because there's some buildings and some hotels and a lighthouse in the middle, so you have to go around. Anyway, let's get started and start the road trip on the way to Beyt Dwarka. So that's the way to go to the sunset point. There's also a nice shivling at the end that you can check out in the middle of water. And there are some government rest houses around here, some guest stops and guest houses, but I don't know if everyone is being well kept up. This is a government hospital that I saw yesterday. So two of the destinations of interest are Shivrajpur, there is a beach there, and then Beyt Dwarka is where we are going. Interesting name, Beyt. Sounds like a fishing bait kind of bait, but has a different spelling, spelled as B-E-Y-T. So just out of curiosity, I'm going to visit an island, and apparently Google shows there is a driving route all the way over there. So I just want to test it out and see what's the island about. So this area has numerous temples all around, some small, some big, some in the middle of nowhere, but there's lots of temples. Ooh, lots of fishing boats. This area stinks, but the boat looks nice. Let's take a closer look from somewhere here. Lots of people have stopped here. Maybe the fishermen are preparing to go out to the sea for fishing. So yeah, that's the access point to get to the main seaside, and this is more like the backwaters for them to dock their ship. Cool. I mean, there is fishing culture here, but I don't see a whole lot of fish on the menu, so I don't know where the fish goes. They export everything? Don't know. Let's keep going. Oh, right there on the other side as well. Ah, it goes all the way back there. I don't really need fuel, but the visor of the helmet is a little bit dirty. Maybe this gas station has some water I can use. Let's see. How do you even go in? Ah, from here. Some off-roading. Usually towards the end there is some drinking water setup. Ah, here, yes. Can take a few drops and clean up. So this bridge is the Sudarshan Setu, which explains how we are able to drive all the way across the water. So on that side there is water, and you can use this bridge to drive over there. But before the Sudarshan Setu was built, I think people used to cross over on some ferries or something. So let's not stop here for too long. Quickly take some selfies and photos, and then we'll be on our way. Also, the weather has been really kind today. It's been cloudy and cool breezes blowing. So finally, for the first time in all these weeks of traveling that I've been out on the road, this is the first day that I'm not melting, and I'm really liking it. No regrets. Anyway, we should be crossing over to the other side, which is Beyt Dwarka, and then we start exploring soon. Finally made it to Beyt Dwarka. There's this Dwarkadhish temple, which is one of the most prominent temples here. As usual, there's not going to be any vlogging or cameras or any phones inside that are allowed. So I'm going to deposit everything to the counter behind me, grab a token, do the darshan, and I'll see you after that. See you after the short break. Oof, that was intense. It's a weekend, lots of crowd, and then this is a very prominent temple on top of that. There's lots of chaos inside. Inside the temple, it gets really humid. I started sweating just by standing in the queue. Made us wait for almost 40 minutes for the doors to open, and then within like 5 minutes I was out on the other side. That's a kind of pro and con of a big temple like this. Anyway, there's also a Golden Dwarka here, which I'm going to visit, and for here they give you this raw rice that you're supposed to mix in your stack of rice and then cook it and eat it, because Sudama was here, and once he was here and he donated rice, he never was kind of poor after that. So that's the concept behind that donation. So let's go check out Golden Dwarka as well, and then let's try to get out of this place because it's getting really cramped and crowded now. Finally, after waiting in the humidity all that long, made me a little bit hangry. So grabbed some light snacks, and now we are going inside Golden Dwarka. So this is kind of like a museum. So hopefully no long queues again to make me hangry again. Otherwise I'll have to drink some sugarcane juice to cool down. So needless to say, I found Golden Dwarka. This is actually very grand. Let's remove our shoes and go inside and see what else we have in the museum. So this place is nice and airy and has a lot of golden stuff around. We're gonna check it out. We just got inside. There's a 40 rupees entrance ticket to get in here, so keep that in mind. And I asked the staff, does it close at the same time as the temples close around 1 to 5 p.m? He says no, it keeps open, so we're gonna check it out now. Definitely well worth the money. It's very neat and tidy, has a lot of deities around, and there's like some small boards with some stories written underneath. So they're divided in different sections. Like the previous section was about life of Krishna, then there are some deities, and there's also stuff on the first floor, so that's where I'm going next. that's Krishna in the middle, and these are Kauravas and Pandavas. So Krishna was a mediator, trying to have some friendship between the two clans. This room has the depictions of the four dhams, the four pilgrim sites for the Hindus. There is Badrinath, there is Jagannath, there is Rameshwar. So that's pretty cool. You can do like a mini Tirth Yatra right here if you have been unable to visit the dhams yourself. Alright, so I think I've done pretty much the exploration of Beyt Dwarka. Also figured out the naming convention. So it's called Beyt, B-Y-E-T Dwarka in English and in Gujarati. But for Hindi speakers, we call it Beyt Dwarka, which is basically like a donation. So Sudama basically donated rice here, as I was saying before, and that's when he was never poor afterwards. And that's why this place is known as Beyt Dwarka. So yeah, that's pretty much it about this place. It's 1 p.m. so all the temples are going to start closing, both here and in Dwarka. And the interesting thing I figured while speaking to the guy who was serving me guava and cucumber before for snacks, Dwarkadhish named temples, there's two of them here. So this one where I visited is also called Dwarkadhish temple, and 800 meters away from my hotel is also Dwarkadhish temple. I think that's the one that you find on the internet when you look up Dwarka and places to see, like a prominent temple. But this is the prominent temple of this island of sorts. So we saw that, so that's okay. So now we're gonna kind of grab the Activa and start heading back, and then find something to eat along the way because it's 1 p.m. Found a nice looking restaurant close by Tata Chemicals on the way back to main Dwarka. The AC section is completely empty, so I have it all to myself. The thatch roof section is full of people, so let's wait for the menu and see what we can find. That was a really delicious and tasty meal. Had a basic saved tomato sabji and some chas and rotis, plain rotis. They had tawa rotis, so it felt like I was having a homely meal. So this restaurant is really good. If you're on the way to Beyt Dwarka, probably you can stop by here. Now that we are full and the weather is getting a little bit moist, humid because it tried to drizzle but it didn't rain properly, we're gonna go to a beach nearby. I think Shivrajpur Beach is just a 9-10 minute ride from here. So let's go there and enjoy a walk by the beach side. So we've made it to the Shivrajpur Beach. It doesn't look like a beach to you just yet because I came to check out the lighthouse. So I'm a little bit further from the beach side. That's the waterfront. I see some parasailing and jet skiing and boating and stuff going on there. And that side is the beach. So we're gonna go further back, park and walk over there and enjoy a nice beachside walk. Here they have a nice parking space for 4-wheelers, but 2-wheelers are so-so. So anyways, found a nice spot, headed to the beach now. And the Activa is like completely nasty right now. The pigeons have pooped over it. There's like dirt stains, mud stains, slush and whatnot. Doesn't look like it was washed just 24 hours ago. Anyway, it feels like I'm a hardcore off-roader that way. And also spoke to the staff of the restaurant while I was leaving, and they mentioned that this restaurant is literally 20 days old. So it's a brand new place, and they were hoping that I have good things to say about it in the vlog, which I did. I really enjoyed it. So, oh, there's also a entry ticket to get to the beach here. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, if you get to the restaurant, do enjoy a nice meal. So made it to the Shivrajpur, the Blue Flag Beach. It's a 30 rupees entrance ticket, which I got for myself. Let's go check out the beach and the activities now. Since the weather is nice, some people are enjoying a nice family picnic, and that way is to the beach through the nice shaded tree path. Looks like this is a side of the beach of the Arabian Sea, which is accessible to people. I see people doing banana boating, some just splish splashing in the water, jet skiing, parasailing, typical water sports. They are all happening here. This does look like a fun spot to hang out with family. Don't have my swimming trunks or a change of clothes, but gonna pull up the pants and at least get my feet wet in the water while I'm here. This is still better than nothing. At least I'm enjoying the sea breeze and the sea waves. Lots of people playing in the water here, so if you do want to hang out and swim in the beaches and have some fun, this beach is the one where you can enjoy the Arabian Sea easily. I was trying to write my channel's name on the little bit wet part of the soil, but it didn't work. Somehow it just keeps disappearing. And the soil is like sucking all the water inside and flattens out. So maybe can't grow subscribers that way here. So finally worked out on this part of the soil. That's a bit too wet for this shenanigans, but hopefully I can grow my subscribers now. This side of the beach is where most of the public is. I think this is where they do all the water sports. So I'm going to take a closer look and try and find out what the charges are like here. The dragon boat is instead of a banana boat here, so it's shaped like a dragon. And the jet ski concept is pretty interesting. There's like a dummy handle up front which you hold, and then there is the accelerator and everything on the engine side which the guy propels you forward. So he's facing backwards, you're facing forward. So imagine that you are driving it, but you have zero control over it. That's very weird. That's their dragon boat. That's their tube. And this is the one, so the front handle is dummy, all controls are at the engine side. Never seen a jet ski concept like this. Usually there's a rider who sits behind you who's an expert, but this is weird. And then there are some shacks for you to dine in. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit. Anyways, it's just 3 p.m. and I don't have a whole lot of things to go. Can't visit another temple until 5 p.m. Everything's closed anyway. So gonna hang out here for a little bit, enjoy the views. See you after a short break. Alright, so hello from Dwarka Beach. Made it here just in time for sunset. It's about 6:30. We have a good half hour of daylight left, so hopefully, just like yesterday where the skies were on fire, I'm gonna see something similar, or at least a nice time-lapse sunset of the sunset. So while I'm enjoying the nice waves sitting by the beach side, I also spoke to the hotel owner and was learning about this Dwarkadhish temple, because where I went to Beyt Dwarka, that was also called Dwarkadhish, and then there's also this temple Dwarkadhish 800 meters away from the hotel. So I was asking him, what's the purpose of having two temples named exactly the same? Turns out Lord Krishna used this temple in Dwarka as his let's say courthouse, and the other one where I went in the morning was more like his residential home. That's why there were his queens and more like a homely setting, so it was a different kind of architecture. This one's different. Had a quick kind of darshan here in this temple as well. Word of advice, don't come here on a weekend. There is massive queues around and you're gonna get very tired just standing in the queue. Takes about 2 to 3 hours to do one temple darshan on a weekend, so plan accordingly. And that's why I did like a quick shortcut darshan for this temple. I enjoyed the architecture, spoke around to a few priests around, and came around to check out the sunset. So enjoy the sunset, and in the next vlog we'll be on the move again. So I'll leave you with a beautiful sunset time lapse.